Hello guys and welcome to another video. Welcome to my first ever travel vlog. Today is March 28th and tomorrow I will be traveling over to Belgium, Brussels. It's a student meeting that our universities have prepared in order to practice interpreting, meet other students. We are going there on Tuesday because there is the opening ceremony. And since we are the ones from Spain, they asked us to have one student provide interpreting for the opening ceremony. Two didn't want to, one couldn't because Spanish wasn't his main language, and then there was only two of us. We left it to chance and I got it. So tomorrow I will be interpreting from English into Spanish. Am I nervous? Extremely so. Am I prepared? You could say I am. I thought, why not take you guys with me? Why not add the burden of having to film everything and talk on camera to the already stressful situation of being in another country without parental supervision by myself with my friends for the first time since COVID. I always know how to add stress to an already stressful situation for myself. I'm traveling with a low-cost company because ain't nobody got the money to do anything but that right now. So the only thing I can take with me is this backpack. My outfits for 5 days, plus computer, plus toiletries, will be inside this thing. If I lose it, I die. Good morning and welcome to day 4 of the travel vlog. If it looks like I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning, it's because I did. I set up 2 alarms last night because I was paranoid that one wasn't going to be enough to wake me up or that they weren't going to work at all. And I got into my bed at 10 p.m. and I'm pretty sure it took me at least an hour and a half to fall asleep, but that's okay. It is currently 5:20 in the morning and I am just about to leave for the airport. This is the outfit for today. It's going to be pretty chilly in Brussels, so we gotta be prepared. And of course, comfy shoes. So I got some last minute travel anxiety yesterday and I decided to change into a smaller backpack. We're praying that there's no complaints about the size of my bag. Let's go to the airport. And then my dad took me to the airport. Thank you, Dad, once again for taking me to the airport at that ungodly hour. And I met up with my friends. I was, of course, the last one there, and Henry had already gone in through security. So we got there and we put all of our computers into our one bag that we had because everything else was just in our backpacks. And then we boarded the flight and I was at the very back. All of my friends were like between the 1st and 10th row. I was all the way back at the 32nd row. And you know, it wasn't that bad even though there was a kid in front of me and a kid behind me and I did not sleep at all. The flight attendants were right behind me most of the time and they were spilling the tea all throughout the flight and it was very entertaining. Then we got to Brussels. It was around 9:30. We got our minibus and then we drove. And God, I did not know how far away we were from the city. It took us 40 minutes by minibus to get to our house. And then when we got there, they dropped us off, they left us, and we could not find where we had to go. We thought our house was the first one on the street, our Airbnb apartment, but it wasn't, and we didn't know which number it was, so we walked around until we found out that there was actually a document on the Airbnb website that told us that it was difficult to find it and the instructions to find it, and then we found it was number 17 and it had a very purple door, so it was very recognizable. We went in and we had no keys. We had no keys, so we could only get into the apartment building, but not into the apartment itself. They told us the cleaner was coming in like an hour, so we just got all our stuff again and left to find some breakfast because remember, we woke up at 4:30 a.m. and I was the only one of my friends who'd had breakfast, but I was still extremely hungry. So we wandered about the block and we went into the first place we saw. And this is when we found out for the first time that every single person in Belgium speaks Spanish. This might be a complete generalization, but on the first couple of days we were there, everyone spoke to us in Spanish. It was incredible. And then after having my second breakfast, I felt like a hobbit. After having breakfast, we went back and just left our stuff there because a cleaner was there and we didn't want to bother her. So we left our big backpacks and then we just decided to walk around the city until our cleaners left. So we walked around Brussels. We went to the main plaza, which was very cool. It was very gold. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. And we went and saw the child who was peeing, the fountain. And then I'm pretty sure we took a selfie. And I'm sure we saw other things, which I'll insert here. But that was it. After a while, I think we walked for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Me and some of my friends were tired, so we left Alba and Henry and we went back to the apartment, but the cleaner was still there. So what we did is we put the TV on without volume and we found a channel that was playing K-dramas with subtitles on, so we had fun trying to figure out what was happening in the scene. And then my friends came and we all ordered poke bowls, which were very, very good. And it was 2 for 1, so we had 1 left over because we were uneven numbers. After that, we tried to settle in. I put everything away. Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing some introductions for my friends, and since they want an example, here it goes. So first of all, my name is Celia. My language combinations are Spanish, English, French, and Portuguese, although I do not speak those currently. And lastly, my godly parent, as you may well know, is unclaimed. So there you go.
So my name is Jack, and my language combination is Chinese, Spanish, English, and a bit of French. And my godly parent would be Dionysus.
My name is Cristina. I speak Galician, Spanish, English, French, bit Chinese. My godly parent is, I guess, Poseidon. Is that how you pronounce it?
Poseidon.
Poseidon.
I'm Henry. My languages are English, Spanish, also some French and Russian. And my godly parent is Apollo.
My name is Alba. I don't speak anything because I don't speak anything well, but I speak Spanish, English, and a bit of French and German. And my godly parent is Nemesis.
So here is a little bit of a house tour. You got into the house and the first thing you can see was the living room, then this lovely kitchen which served us very well. We cooked nothing, the most we cooked were toast, but it was a nice kitchen. Then through the living room you could see a TV where the first thing we did was we put in our Netflix account. And then here is mine and Chris's bedroom. It only had a curtain for a door, and the door for the bathroom was a slide door which didn't fully close. And then here are the stairs, which were very, very tiny and hard to get down to. Here is Jack's room, which funnily enough it was just for himself and had a nice little view to this terrace, which we didn't use because it was all too cold during the week that we stayed there. And then you got to this very pretty bathroom until you noticed that it has no doors, so whoever slept there had to be there by themselves. Here is the third and final bedroom. It was all very quaint, had that nice little staircase with a door that we never opened. And then on to the third and final bathroom, which was just as weird as the other ones because, as you can see, the shower was level to the floor, so every time you used the shower, it flooded the room. So around 5 we left, except my friend Chris, who got an incredible migraine and stayed and slept and rested. So my friends and I left around 5, got to the university around 5:30, so that was nice because we would take that trip 100 more times by the end of the week. So we got there and they gave us this goodie bag, and now I'm going to do an unboxing, reveal, haul, I don't know. This goodie bag, I was so excited when I got it, but then when I remembered I had used Ryanair and I had only one backpack with me, I became a bit more stressed. But this is the tote bag that we got, and inside the tote bag, could you guess what's in there? It's another tote bag! Court of Justice of the European Union. Perfect. I love having European Union merch. And then we have our first notepad, which is very important for interpreters. This will come in very handy. Can you guess what else? A second notepad. And you're like, you can't have more notepads. Well, yes, you can. And this one with a beautiful European child on it. And then I have a European Union merch mask, which is just perfect. 3 pens, all blue pens. This one is my favorite. Memory stick, yeah. Which is tiny, and it's also the Court of Justice memory stick, so. After that, my friends abandoned me and I went and I found my booth mate, which is the person that I was gonna be interpreting with, who was a Spanish girl from the other Spanish university that also has this master's in conference interpreting. So they showed us where our booth was and we set up camp, and it was very stressful because we weren't there in the place that the ceremony was going to be taking place, so we were going to do it over our computers. Our computers weren't working, the Wi-Fi wasn't connecting. It was a mess and we had to use the same headphones and just transfer it. But we did it. We got through like an hour and a half of interpreting, but I think I did really well and I was super proud and super pumped afterwards because I think that was one of my best interpreting jobs to date. And then afterwards is when it went a bit downhill for me because after that it was time to socialize. I know, I shuddered just thinking about it. So I socialized for about half an hour and then 2 of my friends left and I decided to call my mom because I was like, this is too much. I've been socializing all day since like 5 a.m. and I just want to talk to my mom and leave. So afterwards, I got my friends to stop socializing and we just went back home, and I'm pretty sure either we didn't have dinner or we just had the Pokeballs that we have left. I don't know, I don't remember. And then the next morning, Chris was alive, thank God. She felt better and we left the house around 9, got there around 9:30. The buildings were so confusing that Jack and I were late to our first interpreting class, but it was fun. I think I did 2 hours in the morning of simultaneous interpreting. That's where I'm in a booth and I speak at the same time as the speaker, but of course in another language. And then after that, we had our first lunch in Belgium. And let me tell you, they also spoke Spanish at the restaurant that we went to. So we had some mussels and fries. I can't say French fries because they were Belgian fries. And then we rushed back to the university because we had a tour of it's not the parliament, it's the parliamentarium, I think. And we walked around, man, we walked around so much, I could feel a blister appearing on my foot. And yep, I had a blister by the end of the day. But at the parliamentarium, they gave us this free pen, and look at it. It lights up. We had so much fun with this pen. And it was fun, like, the informative stuff was okay, but there were some interactive rooms where there was a circular room where you felt like you were a member of parliament, you're like voting for something to pass. I don't know, it was fun, and there was a room with all these couches and all of this projections on the walls, and it was fun. You know, the interactive part was fun. I didn't learn much, but I had fun not learning that stuff. Oh, and Jack was like really good at this one game where you had to sit the members of parliament in the chairs. I was so bad. He got 43 points, I got 13. I blame this pen for not really working. Then afterwards, it was 6 and we decided to go get some waffles. And let me tell you, they were good waffles. And ironically enough, we went to a place that was called I Love Churros and Waffles. And who would have thought that we left Spain and we could have gotten churros outside of Spain. But those waffles were very good. But they were also very filling. So we went back home after that because we were tired and it was cold. And we just chillaxed for a bit. And when it was time for dinner, I think my friends got pizza. And I just ate some leftover poke because my waffle was still right here. So end of day 2. Enter day 3. Day 3, I had a morning class with someone, so that was good. We were the only 3 people to do this workshop, which was a bit uncomfortable at first, but the teacher was really nice. Then came my first class by myself because I was smart and I chose my classes in a way that I would have at least one of my friends in every one of them except 2. In day 3, I had my first class by my lonesome, but it was with Maria, my booth mate, on the first day, so like I had started to socialize and network. And for our third day, we decided to have lunch at a place called, I don't remember, but they had like these sandwiches where they gave you like half of a baguette filled with French fries, a hamburger patty, and the sauce of your choosing. And it was this big. I'll show the video, but I do not know how I finished that. I do not know how I ate it without spilling that all over myself. Let me tell you, it was a struggle, but we did. And can you guess that I did not have dinner that day either, because it would have been impossible. But after having lunch, we walked around a bit because we had to like digest our lunch. And then we went back to class. I think I had 2 simultaneous classes and then it was over. But at the same time, it was not over because my friends, they wanted to socialize on day 2, but I did not want to. And Henry didn't want either. So we didn't. But it was day 3 and we owed it to them. So we went to a bar called Delirium, which was actually a pretty cool bar. It was very aesthetic. And we sat there. My friends got some like Belgian beers. They looked good. I ate my little Twix bar, which I'd gotten for free at the university because they handed them out. So I put a bunch into my purse on the first day and I had a lot of snacks. And then we saw that they had this really cool photo booth. And the first time we tried to squeeze the 5 of us at the same time, it did not work. It was fun, but it was like, I thought I was gonna get crushed and suffocate to death. I'm so smart, people should be afraid of my intellect. I decided, since there was 5 of us and they took 3 pictures, that we could divide into teams and 2 people would take the first picture, run out of the booth, 2 people will run in, take the second picture, run out, and then me and 2 people will take the last picture. So 2 people would be in 2 of the pictures. And that's what we did. And it worked out so well. And it was super fun to like rush in and out of the booth. It like right when the flash came out, like everyone ran out and the next group came in. It was the most fun I've had at a bar ever. And then since Henry, Alba, and I had like depleted our social batteries, we went back home and left Chris and Jack at the bar. And at home, I did not have dinner. No, never mind. I did have dinner. I finished one of the poke bowls and then I guess move on to day 4. So day 4, our last day, I had a morning class and the second morning class with my friends. So it was all good. Had fun doing that. And then we went to have lunch since we didn't have a lot of time and it was snowing. Oh my God, did I mention? Day 4, we woke up, it was snowing. Like 1 degree Celsius outside. It was cold. So I had to put on my light sweater and then a sweater over that. It was very cold. I wanted to film and my fingers went numb, but it was fun. I mean, it was cute, but it was super cold. And then after our first 2 classes, we went to have lunch, but we wanted it to be fast. We didn't want to go very far because it was snowing and it was cold and it was very windy. So we went to a place that was like 20 meters outside the university and it was cup noodle and it was noodles in a cup. Who would have guessed? And it was good. Friday, couldn't eat meat, so I just got tomato sauce and cheese. Still very good. And then afterwards we walked around a bit and one of my friends got a waffle. We saw a statue of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza, which was like the weirdest thing ever because besides literally everyone we talked to knowing Spanish, there was also a statue of the most popular and well-known Spanish characters in literature, and I don't know what to tell you. Belgian people must be obsessed with Spain. After my friend got her waffle, we ran back to uni because we might have been a bit late. And I did my last solo class, which I did not enjoy because the person who was supposed to be giving me feedback and I was supposed to be listening to them did not show. So I was by my lonesome ×2. But then the next time, for the next class, 2 of my friends came over and we had a bit of fun. I didn't interpret very well, but it was still fun. And then it was over. And afterwards, My friends and I just wanted to go home. Jack decided to stay and socialize a bit more with the people from the other Spanish university, but everyone else was exhausted, so we left. We went to do a bit of sightseeing last minute. Me and my friend Chris wanted to buy some postcards, so we did. They were extremely overpriced because everything in Belgium is expensive. And afterwards she went and bought me some Easter eggs because I had been craving them all week because they were everywhere in Belgium. So she bought me some, and then afterwards, because it was starting to snow again, we just went back to the apartment. All this happened on Friday, and I forgot to mention that that Friday was April Fool's, and I had prepared a joke. I wanted to fool you guys into thinking that I was leaving BookTube and YouTube forever. I thought it would be funny, but it wasn't. So I decided that on Monday, instead of posting a video, since I already wanted to start posting on Fridays instead of Mondays, I would post a community post saying that I wasn't going to post that Friday because I was a bit burnt out. I wanted it to be nothing harmless, but then I saw you guys sending me all these beautiful, really heartwarming messages, and I started to feel bad already. So if you left me a nice message, I have to tell you that I'm so thankful I have you guys. I'm sorry that it was a joke. So everything was very confusing, okay? I think I made it too believable because once you clicked on the video, the comments were disabled. It wasn't because of me. I didn't do it on purpose. YouTube just disabled my comments. And then on top of that, it wasn't a video where I said, haha, April Fools. It was a video of the Hunger Games parody fail. So people were extremely confused, to put it lightly. It was all on me. So I got super stressed out when I noticed that the comments were disabled and people were worried about me and asking me to not leave YouTube. Right when we got back home, I got on my computer and I searched how to enable comments, and I got it, and I was really thankful for it. And since there were so many misunderstandings, I changed the title to That April Fool's Joke That Went Wrong, because it really did. It really did. And after that, I don't know why, 2 hours later, YouTube comments were disabled once again. YouTube was against me that day, I don't know. You live and you learn. I had a lot of fun on that last night because we wanted to watch Pride and Prejudice, have some hot chocolate while watching it, very in the mood because it was cold, it was windy, it was misty, it was snowing, so we were in the mood for something like that. It wasn't there. So we found that there was a Spanish movie on Netflix called Ocho Apellidos Vascos. So we watched it, and then at the end, since none of us had seen the sequel, we watched that too. It's called Ocho Apellidos Catalanes. And it was a lot of fun. In the meantime, we also got dinner. Yes, that day I did have dinner. They got some ramen, I got some seaweed soup, which was really good, and some rice. Couldn't finish the rice. So, can you guess what I had for breakfast on day 5? I finished my rice. And it was still very good. And day 5, let me tell you, was a bit stressful because Jack did not come back that night. He came back that, that morning at 7 a.m. So he called us. He called my friend Chris, which I was rooming with, at 5 in the morning, telling us that he would be an hour late. And then at 7, he called and she had to open the door for him. So I heard everything, of course. I woke up at 8:15, got everything ready, and at 9:30 we were mostly ready. Jack was still asleep, and we still got things done, and by 10 we were at the door waiting for a minibus to pick us up until he notified us that they would be 15 minutes late. This was stressful, to say the least. They got there at 10:10, we got on the minibus, waited for 40 minutes until we got to the airport. Once at the airport though, things started to go downhill pretty soon. We entered the airport and we go to the line to go through security, and we noticed that in the place where you search up your flight status, it says nothing for Spain. It doesn't say they're boarding, it doesn't say it's closed, it just says it's there. The line is super long. 3 minutes after stopping in that line, it says the gate to the flight we were going to take was closed. And this is the part where Alba almost had a heart attack. We talked to someone while we were on the line. We're like, why does it say it's closed, blah, blah, blah. Here on the app, it says it has been delayed for 40 minutes. And they told us, oh, it has been delayed, but not by that much, so you better hurry. So it wasn't closed even though it said it was closed. So we were already pretty tense by that point. Jack couldn't find his phone, couldn't find his headphones, and he decided to go back to security to look for them. Of course, as fate would have it, 2 minutes after he left, the gate opened and they started boarding. So we got in line, very worried that Jack wouldn't come back, but he eventually did. We all got in the flight. He unfortunately did not find his headphones, but we were all on the flight and it was all good. So I finally relaxed while we were on it because we were so sure that we were gonna miss that plane and that would have been devastating, but we didn't. So we all relaxed, took a deep sigh of relief, and then I read for 2 hours. So once again, I'm sorry to everyone who fell for my April Fool's joke. It was not my intention to upset any of you, and god damn it, YouTube, for disabling my comments. That was like the final nail in the coffin for people. But it's fine, I'm here to stay. For now, of course, who knows what might come in the future. But for now, please leave a like if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, click that bell button if you want to get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos every single Friday on this channel. It has changed, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!